All right, hello guys, welcome back to this channel. In this video, we want to talk about tax ID. Now, there's currently a buzz around the word tax ID, and so many people are just confused and they don't even know what the tax ID means. So, in this video, I want to simplify it as much as I can to help you understand what we mean by tax ID. Now, the current NTAA, and I think NTA stands for the Nigeria Tax Administration Act, which has been signed into law and will be taking effect from 2026. It has stated that everyone must have a tax ID, but there are a lot of questions surrounding that is it everyone that should actually have a tax ID? Is everyone that can have a tax ID? Or how can I get a tax ID? And so many other questions. So in this video, just in this particular video, I want to answer the question of what the tax ID is itself. So in subsequent videos, we'll be addressing other questions that you might be having. So the tax ID is more or less like the TIN number that you used to have before now. So the TIN number is the, don't forget, I made a several video before now to tell you that the TIN number is more or less like a tautology. TIN is tax identification number, TIN, tax identification number. So it's more or less like saying that the tax ID is a mother, right, that helps bring home all other TIN numbers that we have. So don't forget that we have different bodies that issue TIN numbers. We have the FIRS that issue TIN number, we have the JTB that issue TIN number, we have the state IRS that issue different forms of TIN numbers. Now, what the tax ID will now do is to be a kind of home for all these different things. So for instance, in my business, I have a JTB TIN separate, I have an FIRS TIN, and if it was a business in my heart, I would have had a state IRS number instead. So all this duplication of TIN will be cancelled out. So in a way, the new tax law is trying to find a way to make everything uniform and avoid duplications of the TIN. So meanwhile, those of you that currently have different NIN for individuals now, your tax ID can still be your NIN. Those of you that have CAC numbers, that is for companies, that can also serve as your tax ID. So this will help reduce different duplications that you have. I think this is really a very great move by the federal government to help unify and simplify all these different numbers that we have. And for me, I would have wished if we can just have a single number, just like in the US. I think social security number, right? That social security number helps. Once you have that number, everything you are is tied to that particular number. So, but unlike Nigeria, you have voters card number, you have NIN number, you have driver's license number, you have international passport number, you have several numbers, and these numbers are not even in synchrony, or right, they are not synchronizing together. So you can be asked to be, you go for your international passport, they will ask you for your NIN number, they will ask you for different other details, right? Meanwhile, all these numbers are supposed to be in sync together, that once you provide one number, it should serve for all other purposes. So the tax ID number, right, the tax ID now is more or less a way of reducing the complexity around TIN number, that is tax identification number, right, to help the federal government simplify it, so that once they ask for your tax ID, you can either provide your RC number for your company, you can either provide your NIN as an individual, that's if you are doing business with your, as a sole proprietor. You can also provide your state IRS number that you have, or you provide your what's it called now, the FIRS thing or the JTB thing that you have. So either of all these different options will work. So in summary now, the tax ID is more or less an identification number that the federal government recognizes to stand as an identity for those paying their tax, or those that are meant to pay their tax, or those that have been paying tax. So that tax ID will be a uniform number for you as a person, right? So that number is what they will be using. So if you want to pay your tax, you just go to your FRS, or it will no longer be FRS. I think it will be Nigerian tax authority, right? NTA. So the NTA, you just go to the NTA now, they submit your details, and then they'll file your tax for you, or you pay your tax, and then everything will be sorted. So I believe you get the concept of the new tax ID. Let me just answer this question as well in this video, that if you want to now get your tax ID, how do you go about it? So this statement, that is the tax ID, doesn't negate how you generate your tax before now. So it doesn't mean that you now have to wait till 2026 before you start generating your TIN number. No, a simple thing you need to do is simple, that you can still generate your TIN number right now. So you can do that with your JTB TIN. So you can either generate an individual TIN or a non-individual TIN. So an individual TIN you're generating will be for yourself. So maybe you want to run a business personally and you want to use your personal bank account to do that. You can use your personal TIN number to do that. Or a non-individual TIN. Non-individual TIN means that you have a business name or a company that you want to generate the non-individual TIN so that you can create a bank account, right? So all these things are possible still. So you can reach out to us. We can help you process your TIN number within 24 to 48 hours, all things being equal, right? Sometimes we face some challenges which allow this period of time to prolong than the 24 to 48 hours that we usually promise, but nonetheless we can still help deliver the thing within the shortest period of time, right? I believe you understand what the tax ID now means. I'll see you in the next video. My name is Akinbola Ezekiel. Ciao ciao.